সো আপনারা আমার পিছনে এলইডিতে দেখতে পাচ্ছেন someone so beautiful and so elegant, এবং যারা তাকে পার্সোনাল লাইফে চিনে তারা জানে she carries such vast amount of knowledge, personality, dignity, elegance. আমার আসলে মানে ভাষা নাই তাকে ডিসক্রাইব করার মতো। তবে যারা তাকে পার্সোনালি চিনে, যেমন সারা চিনে, তারা সবাই বলে যে সে হচ্ছে ইউনিক, ওয়ান পিস মেড, কারিগর ডেড। ওকে, শি ইজ নান আদার দেন আমার খুবই খুবই প্রিয়, খুব কাছে, খুব ভালোবাসার মানুষ জারা আপু। জারা আপু ইজ হিয়ার, ক্যান আই প্লিজ আস্ক ইউ টু কাম টু দ্য স্টেজ? আপনারা ওনাকে অনেকেই চিনেন। শি ইজ দ্য হেড অফ কমিউনিকেশনস for Brac Bank Ltd. She also is the founding member of a social hub called Toru. Plus, she also is one of the founding members of Navid's Comedy Club. Ekon Navid Mahbub is তার নামটা শুনে মিজাজটা খারাপ হয়ে গেল কেন জানি। She's of course married to our great comedian brother Navid Bhai. And thank you, Zara Appa, for being with us here today.
Thank you.
And the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. A big round of applause for Don, please. The man who trains thousands of people, but he doesn't know the difference between his chin and his cheeks. Kemun achen? Alhamdulillah. As you can see, I'm also doing quite well. Didn't realize I could actually be up here. When Don called me in August and said, Zapa, I'm having this program in November. I would like you to come and speak. So forgive me, I pant a little bit. At 5.5 months pregnant, and right after that yummy lunch, I am a little out of breath sometimes. So forgive me for that. Thank you. Thank you. So when Don asked me, I was in complete bed rest. I am not 16 or 21 anymore. So yes, women who tend to get pregnant after their 40s, it's a little challenging, but it's not something we can't do. We can do it. So সাড়ে 4 সপ্তাহ bed rested for it. Thank you. সাড়ে 4 সপ্তাহ bed rested সময় আমি Donকে বলছি, Don, if I'm up and about working, I will be there inshallah. So alhamdulillah, God has allowed me to be here, and the little one has cooperated. So Don said it's about rise above all. So I said, rise above all or rise above all? What do you think it is? Both? Not rise above all. You compete with yourself and you automatically rise above all. Don't worry about all. That's how I look at it. Just worry about yourself. Make yourself the main competition. Compete against your own standards. That's my motto. Don has been very kind and gracious about describing me. So I'll start where, and I shared with Don that I can share my stories from childhood. I was born in a family, a joint family. Appara pach bhai pach bon. Can I go back and forth between Bangla and English, or should it be only? Okay, fine. Is Bangla and English combination okay, or would you want only? Okay, thank you. So, appara pach bhai pach bon. And we were all raised in a joint family. So when people used to ask me, Tomra koi bhai bon? I used to say, Amra 17 jon bhai bon, but amar choto chachi abar pregnant. So our family philosophy was, elbow yourself. If you want that piece of murgi tukra, that run, you gotta ask for it. No one's gonna hand it down to you. Naturally, with 20 plus cousins eating together, with murabbis there, nobody cared about you unless you were just bleeding or, in the corner. We were not raised as girls or boys. We were raised as children. I used to play for the para cricket team. I was the 11th man. I know. I used to play for the para football team. I still run into men who tell my husband, "Apnar bor sathe ami football khelchi." And he's like, "Ami shunechi egula." So yes, I was almost taken to Ramna Thana. I grew up in a community called Rajshahi House. That's my family's home, ancestral home, and Ramnathana was right next door. So when the complaints kept coming, oh God, she came and stole boroi from that neighbor's house that day. Ismanis always complained. I used to steal all their kacha aam. We had aam gach in our, we had mango trees in our own property, but we weren't allowed to touch them until they ripened. So I would go to Ismani colony and steal all their mangoes. So complaints continuously came, and the final complaint came when I went and broke one of the glasses in Mr. Ghulam Azam's house. And that was it. I was banned for about 3 weeks not to step out of the gate. I've given my family their fair share of trouble. And then suddenly one day I realized I was actually turning into a woman. Because the boys started noticing and said that, acha thik ase, tu goalkeeper hoish na, tu defense e khel. And I'm like, what? Why? No, you look different. I'm like, what? I look different. I'm like you guys. No, you look a little different. So the boys started realizing that, okay, Zara was growing into a girl. And then my mother one day, in despair, said to her cousin, Nasreen Karim, she was the founder of Dia Fashion Agency. This is, I'm talking about just touching the 90s. She's Sileti, Ammu is Sileti. So Ammu in her despair said, Tai je furi, tai jane na. Tai re hata shikao, tai to ranteo pare na, tai kuchta korte pare na. So sure enough, she took me under her wings and she made me learn to walk with books on my head when I would, very poisedly walk and try to become a woman or a girl. And my dad was like, why does she need to do all that? Amma was like, na, সব কিছু করতে হবে, ফুটবলও খেলবে, একটু হাঁটতেও জানবে, কিভাবে বসে দেখেছো তুমি? I was like, okay. So and then suddenly Ali Zakir uncle and Zara Zakir auntie said, hey, you want to do some modeling? I'm like, why? Does that mean I have to wear lipstick? Yes, you have to wear lipstick. We'll take you to Bombay. I'm like, hey, that sounds fun. So that was my first. I modeled in a TV commercial, Lipton Yellow Label. It's way before your time. It was in 1991. Ek dui teen Lipton Yellow Label. Kyo dekhechen? I know 3 people out of 1100. Don, you make me feel so young. So yes, I did a little bit of modeling. 7-Up. Some of you might remember that when you were little. 7-Up cartoon comes to life. Yes, see, a little more cheer there. Thank you. So yes, I did a little bit of modeling and I did my O-levels simultaneously. Alhamdulillah, O-level results were great. And right after my O-levels, I was shipped to Bangkok. I wanted to go to the US, but being in a joint family, I was discouraged to fly out on my own at the tender age of 16, 17. They wanted me in close range, flyable distance within a day. So my pupa was posted at UNESCO as the regional director, so I got admitted into Assumption University. ABAC, have you heard of ABAC? Wonderful. So yes, and then suddenly, almost 96 credits later, I got a call. And the call said, Zara, pack up and fly back. Dad has had a heart attack. You're the oldest child. You're going to start running the buying house right now. The whole sky came crashing down on me. So I packed up, came to Dhaka. Abba was in the ICU. And I was very nervous. And I had to ask my family, je, ami ki poralekha ki hobe amar? And they said, bad dao poralekha. Buying house run koro. I said, buying house er bo ami jani na. Na tomar jante hobe. Because you're the oldest child and your studies can take a back seat. Then my pupa, he had also retired from UNESCO at the time. He came back and he said, no, Zara is not going to stop studying. But আমাদের ফ্যামিলিতে না সব joint decision হয়. Joint ফ্যামিলিতে যেটা হয়, you're a community child. You're not a nuclear family baby. You're a community baby raised to be a community young person. So Pupa said, okay, I'll talk to North South. And what they did was they gave me admission. I appeared for the exam at North South and I got in. Out of 96 credits that I'd finished, I was allowed 63. So any university students here? Any university students here? So you know how that hurts. People who've been in universities know how much that hurts. Almost 1 year plus credits down the tubes, right? But North South was amazing. In North South, I enrolled in the 942 batch and they were very, very gracious. Yes, we have North South students here. Oh, cheer, North South. Yes, always. Sorry, other universities, I'm very biased towards North South. I don't make it private, I make it very public. No, North South stood by me when I really needed them. So I went up to each and every teacher and I told them what my situation was, that I would be working from 12 to 8 every day. So all my classes had to be in the morning. I've even missed half-yearly exams, midterm 1, 2. Sometimes I've had to miss that because we've had buyers coming in from abroad. I was learning the ropes. I'm in Ghazipur in some factory in Dhamrai. And I was learning the ropes at a very young age. There were challenges. It was insane. There were people trying to take away the buying house from us. They thought, "Chotakta me asche, niye nei side theke." But you know what? I fought. I fought while my father recovered. I tried my best, and alhamdulillah, I was responsible for the entire family's earnings and my siblings. We got by. We got by, and I graduated from North South, mashallah, with a good GPA. It was 3.76 if I remember. See, the thing is, I love studying. If you tell me, Zara, quit your job, what are you going to do? I'll go back and study physics or math. That's a passion. I like studying. So studying should be a part of our lives. It shouldn't be something we do because we have to get a job. Job to aishe pore. Je buying house e chakri to jiboneও chinta kori na I'm going to work in a buying house. But until 1998, that's pretty much what I did. So 98, I graduated and I was sitting along in my nana bari when I suddenly saw this man I had seen in 1987. He was very cute in 1987. And I said, you know what, he's cute. I want to marry him someday. And I told my dad that. My dad said, Zara, he's 9 years older than you. Forget it. He won't look at you. So in 98, he was visiting Dhaka. And we bumped into each other, literally bumped into each other at my nana bari. And he said, hey, tumi boro hoyeche, tumi biye korbe? I said, ha, biye to korte chai, kake? And he said, amake? I said, sure. So 2 days later, we were engaged. 6 months later, we were married. So it's a semi-arranged marriage. While he asked the question, I'm the one who married him because I picked him in 1987. So the story, as I share with everybody, I will be very candid. Was I waiting for him for 11 years? No way. Please, not to be waited and wasted, right? So we had our shares of loves and heartbreaks and rising above all. There were moments when we got dumped and broken up with, right? Any heartbreak stories out here? So many? Smile, they strengthen you. They make you a rock star. If you haven't fallen in love, fall in love today. Go find somebody. Very, very important to build us, to make us human. Hashtag, they're laughing. So when Naveed asked me, hey, have you had any boyfriends in your life? I said, I've had so many, I'm sorry, I can't count on my fingers. And he was like, oh my God, why does she speak like this? I said, listen, you're going to get nothing but the truth from me. So ask me directly whatever you have to ask. That's how I am. What you see is what you get. And he was like, gosh, this girl is weird. She's different. I like her. So that's how we got married. And we had, you know what, the main thing is fall in love, but make sure the person can, you just don't get married and live by two people don't live on their own. Fall in love, get married, see that your family likes the girl or the family likes the boy, because it's a merger and acquisition. It's always a merger and acquisition. A marriage is not about just two people, right? Married people? Oh my God, married women? Married men? Fallen asleep already. Married men? Dating men?
What about married and dating?
Married and dating, we will not ask if it's the same person. It's okay, it's okay. That's your life. As long as you're balancing it all well, that's your business. I'm no one to judge. So that's the thing. So I moved to the US. US এ যাওয়ার পরে নাবিদ মাহবুব বললেন যে এখানে তো তোমার আরএমজি ব্যবসা হবে না, মিশিগানে 4 ফুট স্নোর মধ্যে কি আরএমজি ব্যবসা, কি করবা? So I said, কি করব বলেন? বলে .com বাস প্রোগ্রামিং শিখো। শিখলাম .NET প্রোগ্রামিং, Oracle 8 অ্যাপ্লিকেশন যেটা। back-end programming kortam, and I was like, I'm not a programmer, Naveed. Back-end is so boring, it's just black and white. I'm sorry, with due respect to programmers, your job is insanely difficult, but it didn't have enough red lipstick for me. So I said, let me try website designing. So I moved and I did web designing, and I loved it. Then Naveed one day said, Zara, you know what? I got a job offer. He used to be in Ford Motor Company in Michigan. So got a job offer in San Diego, California. I said, yes, you don't need to get paid there. Let's go. Because 4 feet snow, San Diego, California, Dhaka winter all year long. And he said, yes, it's at Qualcomm. So that's a great company to work for. So let's move. So I moved, and I also joined the contract manufacturing firm there, startup, small. And I was designing their graphical user interface. Not as exciting as web designing, but, close enough. Designing the front end. So we were working, and one day Naveed calls and says, so he moved to actually not Qualcomm particularly, to Wingcast. It was 80% funded by Ford and 20% by Qualcomm. So Naveed called me at 2 p.m. right after lunch break one day and said, Zara, Ford pulled the plug. They took out 80% funding, so we're shut down. I'm like, excuse me? 220 জন কাজ করেন Wingcast-এ, you shut down overnight? He said, not overnight, over lunch. And I said, okay, what are you doing? You want to go out for dinner? He said, Zara, my company's shut down. You want to go out for dinner? And I said, okay, what do you want to do? Come home. I said, stop moping. I'm coming home. Hold on. Fine, so I went and told my boss, Naveed's company shut down. I need to go home. He's depressed. Oh, please go, please go. So I'm on my way, driving down Pacific Coast Highway, and I see Carlsbad Outlet Mall, 90% off, Royal Doulton dinner set. And I said, hey. So I drove in, and Naveed's waiting at home, all right? So, $2,000 dinner set I got at $200. And I just got down, got it, stuffed it in my trunk, and I drove back home. And I was getting down from the car, and I was unloaded. And I was like, what the hell is that? I said, dinner set, John, and I got it at 90% off. He's like, Zara, I just lost my job. The company shut down, and you got a dinner set? I said, আরে চাকরি তো হাজারটা আসবে, এই সেল তো আর জীবনে আসবে না। And I was like, are you crazy? I said, yes, I am. So rise above all, what is all? Life is all. Sale, no woman ever gives up a good sale. True? Go sales. So, sure enough, of course, we were in the middle of buying our own home that time. Luckily, I had a good credit score at the time, a good job, so I actually ended up buying the home. Tarpore, sure enough, Naveed, mashallah, got a job at Qualcomm. Oh, he got a job at Kyocera Wireless, and then he got a job at Qualcomm. So, of course, the sale didn't come back, but jobs, he got 2 in a row. And I was right. So it's all about attitude. I think it's all about living life in a positive manner. Kichu ekta hobe, but you know what? It's always going to be better. Always, inshallah. Then, thank you. Then, what happened? So life was going on, and then Naveed went for Hajj once, came back, and he said, as I'm driving him home, he said, Zara, I'm done. I said, what are you done with? I was really worried. He said, I think I got my calling when I was lying down in Muzdalifa under the sky. I know I found out what I want to do. And I said, oh God, this man's going to become a Taliban now. আমাকে এখন এরকম বোরখা পরে বড় মিনিভ্যানগুলো চালাতে হবে with 6 kids in the back. আমার চাকরি টাকরি সব বন্ধ. Not that I would allow that, but yes. That vision came in front of me, and he said, Zara, you know what? I want to be a stand-up comedian. I almost took the car off the road. লোকটা হজ করে আসছে, মাথায় কোনো চুল নাই, holy একটা atmosphere থাকার কথা, and the man's telling me he wants to be a stand-up comedian. And I said, what happens in Hajj? And he said, I will take you, you will see. It's a revelation. I said, so what the hell was your revelation? He said, Zara, it was revealed to me that I'm engineering kore. I cannot leave behind a story. I cannot leave behind a legacy for my family and my descendants. So what am I going to tell our daughter? What am I going to tell our family? What is the story that I'm going to write? So our daughter was 1 year old. and Naveed went and resigned from Qualcomm. So see, that sale, the man didn't even keep his job. So that sale worked out. No, so yes, he quit his job. He started working very hard, and before in fact he quit his job, he shared with me that, Zara, you need to do your MBA. So I said, fine, I'm going to do my MBA. So কি জানি হয়েছে, আমেরিকা যাওয়ার পরে ব্রেইনে কিছু সমস্যা হয়েছিল আমার স্ট্যান্ডার্ডাইজড এক্সামসের প্রতি বিশাল একটা ঘৃণা। Do you people like standardized exams? Nobody likes the SATs and the achievements and all that. কি জানি করেন এখন আপনারা, আমার সময় তো ওগুলো ছিল, GMATs and GREs. But I hear Trump is going to lower the standards for GREs and GMATs because their application fees has gone down. Anyways, so I went in and Naveed said, you know what, to give you company, I will go in with you and I will appear on the tests with you. I went in the first time, I got a 530, terrible score. Naveed Mahbub walked out with a 740 and I wanted to kill him in his sleep. So we've had this. He doesn't do any training, nothing. And I sit and read, he goes and gets 96 percentile and I come out with 70. So I did the GMAT 5 times. Because Naveed said that, Zara, you have to do your MBA at a top 10 institution. So top 10 institution in Southern California was UCLA, which was like 3 hours drive from my house, or Northern California, UC Berkeley, or Stanford. Stanford didn't have the weekend program then, Berkeley did. So I said, Naveed, how am I going to do this? My baby's 5 months old. He said, we'll do it together. So Naveed and we both got admitted into UC Berkeley's HAS program with the baby. So at 5 months age, my GMAT score eventually ended up being 690. So yes, you can clap. I did it 5 times. And I was pregnant the 5th time. So double the brain helped. It always helps. So got into Berkeley. The routine for 2.5 years was, I used to say my Fajr prayers on Friday. We used to get the first flight out from San Diego, fly into Berkeley, do 9 hours of class, and then drop our baby with the nanny, do 9 hours of class, pick up the baby, and drive back to the airport and fly back. After 1 semester, Naveed said, you know what, this child thinks the parents work in an airline. So let me step back, let me pursue comedy and take care of the child on weekends. You do your MBA. So life is about taking a step back, letting the other person come to the front line once in a while. Not that it was very easy, it was a lot of hard work and a lot of sacrifice. But knowing me, I'm not giving up my sales, not giving up my parties. Plane land korto, আমি parking lot থেকে গাড়িতে ঢুকে কোনো মতে ওখানে মেকআপ করে I'd run to dawats, Bengali dawats in the weekends. So we've done that. We've done that for 2.5 years, and then in 2008, I graduated with my MBA from UC Berkeley, and we went for Hajj. So this time I went, we left the baby in Dhaka. When we came back from Hajj, Naveed got an offer at North South University, and I got 2 job offers. One was at Banglalink. Any Banglalink people here? What, you have kept the telcos out, Don? Okay, but any Brac Bank people here? 2 Brac Bank people here? Okay, fine, just look at that. Iftikhar bhai, EBL people here? Okay, fine. See, Brac Bank, what's wrong with you guys? So yes, Brac Bank made me an offer that I couldn't refuse. It was Mohaimin Bhai. I don't know if any of you know Mohaimin Bhai. Of course, Iftikhar Bhai knows him very well. So he made an offer and I joined Brac Bank. That's when Naveed Mahbub decided that we would open Dhaka's first comedy club. So have any of you been to Naveed's comedy club? Okay, wonderful. Do you know of Naveed Mahbub, the comedian? Yes. Thank you, very nice. So I will go give him the feedback. As we speak, Naveed Mahbub, mashallah, we started with 1 comedian, Naveed Mahbub. Now we have 26 comedians all over the country. So if there are people telling you comedy is not going to fly in Bangladesh, tell them to think again. With the lives that we live, stress and traffic and chintai and long hours at work, family problems, everything, Sometimes comedy is nice, it's a good reprise. You like to chill out and let go and laugh. And I think the most important thing we need to learn as people is to learn to smile through the tough times. When Don said it's rise above all, I said, you know what, I've had a very blessed life. What am I going to go and share? He said, Zarapa, the stories that you've shared with me here and there, the stories that you share with people, your family and friends, and the lives that you live, it's all about making it happen. It's all about your will here and your heart. You gotta make them coincide. Each of us today have a problem, don't we? All of us? Anybody without any problems here? The big boss here, the MD of EBL. There you go. He said too many. You would think one day I will become the MD and I'll be the big boss, inshallah, which you will. And I won't have any problems. Just share notes with him. He has sleepless nights. But you know what they do, the big guys? I'm yet to reach that level, someday inshallah. But what they do is they smile through it. They keep calm. I panic a lot. I don't keep calm. But then when something serious happens, I go to the shopping mall. Get that credit card, Brac Bank. Astha bichol. Or, okay fine, EBL cards also are good. So people laugh at my jokes, or people laugh and they say, "Hey, comedian er sathe theke theke apni funny hoye gechen." I said, I married a very boring engineer. I trained him into becoming a comedian. So I take all his money. Good stuff? Hey, it's always good. So yes, so it's all about living life, having fun every single day. How many of us in this room exercise? Not even 100 people. Do you know how dangerous that is for you? God forbid, if something happens to me today, who takes care of me? My 11-year-old, my 6-year-old, or my 5-year-old, or the one who's going to be born tomorrow? You got to start looking after yourself today. Half an hour is what you have to give yourself. Walk, swim, run, do what you like. I turned 40 last year. Went up to my mom, did salam, and I said, Ammu, 40 hola, mashallah. Ammu said, yes, Zara, but you're way too fat. Sileti ma, hai? As you know, hatte farina, shikaise amake hatate na. She said, Zara, 40 is the best time of your life. I said, what? She said, I started living at 40, girl. You're 40, you're going to start living your life now. Lose all that fat. I said, Ji, keep the kids. Nabi to onek bacha dekhe, tumi ye korba. Workout shuru karo. I said, Ammo, I have long hours. She said, it's okay, sleep less. Sure enough, I started working out. আমি যখন আবার কিছু করি একটু ক্রেজি ভাবে করি। I started kickboxing 7 to 8 in the morning, 3 days a week. Yes, men didn't come near me, 5 feet around. Okay, kickboxing, running 5 kilometers every day in the morning, and swimming the 2 days with my children. So that's like full 7-day workout regime. I lost 9 kilos in 10 months. And thank you. And that's when I said I have very long work hours. We have had some management change, lots of new things coming up. I love my job. That's something, I mean, it's phenomenal. I'm a workaholic. And of all the holics out there, I think workaholic is the most enjoyable one to be. So because I have long working hours, I have to fit in time for myself. আমি এটা আপনাদেরকে বলতে পারি only because I did it for a year. Of course, this year with some certain health restrictions, I'm not able to do kickboxing anymore, but I walk and I try my best to give myself that half an hour every day. Easier said than done, but do it. The other thing that you need to do is meditate or pray. Muslims have it easy. We've been given 5 times prayers. Touch base as many as those 5 times as you can. It's your reset button. And for those who don't pray, meditate. Take out some 10 minutes out of your extremely crazy schedules, between classes, between jobs, between part-time jobs and classes. Make that time for yourself. It's extremely important. Keeps you a little bit sane in our insane lives. And okay, I have 5 more minutes. 5 আপনি দেখাচ্ছি কিন্তু আমি তোমার মতো যে চেনার চিকের মতো. So I wish you all the best. For those of you graduating from universities, apply to Brac Bank. As the banner says, I look after the communications team. Communications team e ki kori amra? Well, whatever branding work you see out there, all of you know what brand, media, communication entails. I started at Brac Bank as the head of service quality. Yes, it's a very, very, very challenging position to be in, especially in a non-service culture community. Sab kichu banker dosh, but that's all right. I will happily take that blame and I'll try my best to improve. However, Brac Bank I'll tell you a little bit about Brac Bank. Brac Bank is the first bank that was established to finance the small and medium enterprises in the country. In 2001, when my founding chairperson, Sir Fazla Hassan Abid, saw that, microfinance ekটু উপরে, there was a missing middle segment that has no access to formal financing. তখন he decided, you know what, why don't we set up a bank that gives to these SME entrepreneurs, to the small and medium entrepreneurs, SMEs. And Bangladesh Bank said, are you crazy? You're going to fall flat on your face. Other banks laughed at him. Today we stand at 65% disbursement for small loans. We've disbursed small loans to entrepreneurs, more than 5 lakh entrepreneurs. So yes, Brac Bank is a bank that goes and tries to service or provide products and services to each and every layer of the pyramid. We have a big corporate bank going. We don't have a big corporate bank going yet, but we are on the mission to becoming the best bank in the country. So we are beginning to focus there. We have a big retail side. We have about 8 lakh retail customers, and we have credit cards and loans. We're doing very well. For the past year, we've been doing very well. We have, as I said, we've had a management change, and a lot of focus is being given on the retail business as well as the corporate side. So once you're done with university, come apply, and this was my recruiting pitch. And be in a bank that does something for the country. So I'll finish up very quickly. Pray for me. As you can see, I'm on the way with my 3rd baby. When people ask me, are you people crazy? At 41, you work 12 hours a day and you're trying to have another baby. What are you doing? Are you crazy? And I quietly look at them and I say, yes. So thank you. It's been a great pleasure. I hope you enjoyed listening to me talk. I know the comedian would make you laugh a little more, but have a wonderful life, and more than anything, rise above all. Thank you, Don.
তালিটা কিন্তু ঠিক মতন জোরে হয় নাই for her.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Speaking from what she said, it's very interesting. আমি একবার একটা ইউটিউবে একটা ভিডিও দেখছিলাম, কার আমার ঠিক মনে আসতেছে না এই মুহূর্তে, বাট হি সেড সামথিং ভেরি ইন্টারেস্টিং যে লাইফ ইজ কাইন্ড অফ লাইক দ্য 4 wheels অফ লাইফ, ইটস কাইন্ড অফ লাইক আ কার। গাড়ির যেরকম 4টা চাকা থাকে, জীবনেরও এরকম 4টা চাকা। সো ওয়ান অফ দিস হুইলস ইজ ক্যারিয়ার, ওকে, দি আদার ইজ বেসিক্যালি ফাইন্যান্স। হতে পারে আপনার তো ক্যারিয়ার ভালো না, বাট আপনি কোনো বড় লোকে মেয়েকে বিয়ে করে বড় লোক হয়ে গেছেন, হ্যাঁ, এই হতে পারে কিন্তু। সো
would be very nice.
হ্যাঁ, would have been very nice. কই আমারটা আছে এখানে,
আমাকে বলো না, IBM এর সিইও ছিল, আমাকে আর বলো না।
আচ্ছা, না ওটা মনে করে দিতে যাচ্ছি না, ওইসব দিনের কথা। বাট দ্য সেকেন্ড wheel is finance. The third wheel in life is health. ওকে, বিকজ আপনার টাকা পয়সা থাকতে পারে, ক্যারিয়ার থাকতে পারে, শরীর স্বাস্থ্য ঠিক না থাকলে সবই বৃথা, রাইট? এভরিথিং ইজ ইউজলেস, মিনিংলেস। অ্যান্ড দ্য ফোর্থ ইজ রিলেশনশিপ। সো হার্ভার্ড ইউনিভার্সিটি একটা বিশাল রিসার্চ করে অন হোয়াট ইজ দ্য সিক্রেট অফ হ্যাপিনেস, এবং এগুলি নিয়ে আমার গবেষণা করতে খুব ভালো লাগে। তো ওইটার মধ্যে অনেকগুলি ফাইন্ডিং ছিল, ওই ফাইন্ডিংয়ের মধ্যে 5টা ফাইন্ডিং ছিল, তো আমি হয়তো পরে বলবো বাকিগুলা। একটা সিগনিফিকেন্ট ফাইন্ডিং ছিল পিপল মানে টোটাল রিসার্চের যত লোক ছিল ওর মধ্যে অনেকে ছিল এন্টারপ্রেনার অথবা চাকরিজীবী অথবা গরিব বা বড় লোক ছেলে বা মেয়ে হোয়াট এভার বাট পিপল অ্যাক্রস দ্য হোল স্পেকট্রাম সাইন্ড অ্যাজ মোর হ্যাপি যাদের মানে সম্পর্ক ভালো মানে বাবা মার সাথে ভাই বোনের সাথে এবং হাজব্যান্ড ওয়াইফের সাথে যাদের সম্পর্ক যত ভালো doesn't matter how rich and poor or successful or failure you are but just সম্পর্কের জন্য they are overall more happy so
Alhamdulillah, yes.
so আমি এই কথাগুলি বললাম picking up from her because I just want to know যে how do you balance this because উনাকে যারা পার্সোনালি চিনে তারা জানে যে she works like crazy হ্যাঁ আমার উইকেন্ড নাই দিন নাই রাত নাই crazy so কিভাবে already you have 2 kids I've met them and you have the comedian and then you have this job how do you balance all this এবং আমি জানি আপনাদের সম্পর্ক কিরকম মানে খুবই ভালো খুবই লাভিং কিভাবে how what is the
Loving
trick
Jarina, but I think one thing we did was we didn't sign a kabinnama. We signed an MOU. That's how it should be. And you know what? When I walk into my shoshubari, it's like it's their grandkids that I take there. It's not my child that I'm taking to my mother-in-law. It's her grandkid. If she wants to smack it, she smacks it. It's her son's child. Man, who am I to say anything? If she wants to feed it some jhalo aloo paratha, she feeds them. Them, both my daughters. So the way I look at it, even my mami shashuri babysits my daughters once in a while. You need to leverage, using a business term here, you need to leverage of every relationship. You make partners everywhere you go. You bring them into your success circle. Every time there's a photograph of me in the papers or in Facebook, I'm sure we're going to get some PR. This man is very good about it. Yeah. I will get calls from my in-laws first. Hey Zara, saw you. Hey Zara, very proud of you. Facebook bhore jabe. You know what? This is because they see the transparent love that is coming in from my side and from the other side. To get love, you gotta give love. This is very important. Ora amar shoshur bari, amar nonash. No, that's not the attitude. Partners, you gotta make them your partners and bring them in. Very important. Very
so
important.
I think আমাদের ট্রেনিং এর মতোই হয়তো ফ্যামিলি ম্যানেজ করাটাও ইটস আ মাইন্ডসেট ইস্যু
So no,
completely attitude
everything is attitude.
round of applause for
Thank
Zara
you.
Jabeen Mahbub
Thank you.
Thank you so much
Thank you.
এখনো শেষ হয়নি একটু
Sorry?
আপনার এই শরীর এই অবস্থা সবকিছু থাকা সত্ত্বেও you came you
Thank
did not
you.
give any excuse
No, not at
and
all.
we have a small token of appreciation
Thank
for
you so much, Don. Thank you, Don Sumdany, and everybody here. Thank you so much.
and আপনার নিতে কষ্ট হবে so তুমি ক্যারি করো
Thank
it's a full loaded goodie bag
Wonderful.
Don
Thank
Sumdany
you.
goodie bag and also thank you to Bikash for giving us a Bikash goodie bag as well
Yay, Bikash.
where is
Thank you.